Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be testing out and reviewing the new BareMinerals BarePro Concealer. Now this concealer retails for $24 US. It can be found in 15 different shades. I grabbed the shade Tan Neutral to try it out today. It has a shelf life of 12 months and you get 0.09 ounces worth of product. So not a whole lot of product. In my opinion. It is meant to be a full coverage concealer, so perhaps if you don't need a lot in order to achieve the full coverage, then, you know, it might be worth it, and this might actually go a long way. As far as the benefits go for this concealer, it has a lot of different benefits listed on the website. It is full coverage, long wearing, so it can wear it for up to 16 hours. It also claims to be crease proof, waterproof, smudge proof, sweat resistant, humidity resistant, and transfer resistant. It is dermatologist tested, paraben free, fragrance free, gluten free, talc free. It is vegan. It is also ophthalmologist tested and safe for contact lens users such as myself. It includes a long wear technology that powers this long-lasting concealer with mineral pigments and plant-derived lipids that help the concealer glide on smoothly and bind to the skin in order to achieve lasting high performance. It also includes bamboo stem extract, which is supposed to help smooth out the look of fine lines and pores with a blurring, soft focus effect. It includes antioxidant-rich botanicals that are supposed to help nourish and hydrate the skin and help defend it against the damaging effects of pollution and other environmental stressors. None of our products are tested on animals, so it's also cruelty-free. So overall, from everything that we just covered, it is a full coverage concealer that is good for the skin and that wears for a long time. Those are the three main factors that go behind this concealer. We'll see how it wears. Per usual, I do plan on wearing this concealer with and without a color corrector underneath in order to see what kind of coverage I really truly get, whether or not it is full coverage on its own or whether it needs something underneath in order to achieve the full coverage, at least for me, because as you can see, the under eye area for me is quite pigmented. So now I'm simply going to jump off camera in order to apply foundation onto the face. Also going to color correct the right under eye area before coming back and concealing. Okay, so now I am back with foundation on and color corrector on the right under eye area. In case you're wondering what I'm using for foundation today, I am using the Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation in the shade Classic Tan. And for color corrector, I'm using my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in the shade Medium to Deep. As far as how to use the concealer, it's pretty straightforward. You're supposed to glide it under the eyes, starting from the inner corner and moving outward. And then you're supposed to gently blend using your ring finger and finish by blending with a small diffusing brush. So if you need blending, it does recommend that you use one of their brushes. Although I am going to blend with a beauty blender if I need it, just simply because I feel like this is the best way to blend out the under eye area for me. It doesn't state whether or not you can build up the concealer in order to achieve, you know, better coverage if you don't get full coverage right off the bat. So I'm not sure if I can. We'll see. However, I do plan on setting this concealer a little bit underneath the eye area, just because I know that it's probably going to settle into my fine lines, and I'm trying to avoid that, especially because I do plan on wearing it for a long period of time today, not 16 hours. So I am going to set it with a little bit of my RCMA No Color Loose Powder, and yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna start off on the right side here. So starting on the inner corner, and then gliding out. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, starting along the inner corner and gliding out. Now blend it out using my finger first, and then if I need to blend it out more, I will go in with my damp beauty blender. So it is blending out really nicely with just your finger. It's quite creamy and pretty thick. So I am getting really good coverage just with the one layer. Now the other side. So right off the bat, I feel like I am getting pretty good coverage. And I don't feel like there would be a need for me to add more. All right, so now I am going to blend it out just a little bit more using my damp beauty blender. I feel like when I blend out with my finger, even though it did blend out quite nicely, it just didn't look, you know, smooth underneath the eye area, because the concealer does feel like kind of like creamy tacky. I don't know how to best describe it. I feel like I leave little stamp marks when I am just blending out using my finger. Okay, and now I am going to set it with just a little bit of powder. This is my RCMA No Color Loose Powder. So now I'm going to zoom y'all in so that you can get a better look underneath the eye area after initial application. Alright, so this is what the concealer looks like after initial application. Pretty good coverage on both sides, and I really like the way that it looks as of right now. Alright, so now I'm simply going to jump off camera once again in order to finish off the rest of my makeup, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am back with a full face of makeup. So far the concealer still looks pretty good underneath the eyes, but we shall see how it wears throughout the day. It is currently 9:34, so I do plan on wearing this the entire day until almost bedtime. That way I've worn it for a really, really lengthy period of time. I will be coming back around midway through the day, show you all how the concealer is wearing, give you all close-ups of the concealer and whatnot. So I will be back at probably at around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon for my midday check-in. I'll see you all back here in a few hours. Okay, so now I'm back for my midday check-in. It is currently 3:11. So I've had this concealer on for what, a good 5.5 hours now or so. So before I go over what I think about the concealer so far, I'm going to zoom y'all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after 5 hours of wear. Okay, so this is what the under eye area looks like. As you can see, it looks quite dry, especially on this side. I don't know if you can tell, but my fine lines have really been accentuated. And I don't know if that's a combination of the concealer and the setting powder as well. Although I'm glad that I did set the concealer, because if I look up, as you can see, the concealer has already settled into some of my fine lines. And that is what I was trying to avoid when I set it. So I'm glad that I did, because I have a feeling that had I not set it to begin with, it would look a lot worse. There's that on the right side, the side that I am wearing a color corrector on. It still looks pretty dry right there, but the lines, my fine lines, aren't as accentuated as they are on this left side. As far as coverage goes, it's not doing such a great job now that it's been a few hours in, especially right here. Like, I just feel like my dark circles are really starting to peek through here all along the inner corners, and I think that's all I have for now. So that is all that I have for my midday check-in. I do plan on finishing off my day at around 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that, so that I give this concealer a nice long day's worth of wear. So I will see you all back here at the end of the night for my final thoughts on this new BareMinerals concealer. Okay, so now I'm back for my final check-in. It is currently 8:18. So I've had this concealer on for what, a little over 10 hours now. Before I get into my overall opinion on this concealer, I'm going to zoom you all in so that you can get a better look at the under eye area after 10 hours of wear. Alright, so this is what it looks like at the current moment. As you can see, the product has definitely broken up in between my fine lines, especially on this side, a little bit on this side as well. Overall, it's just not doing a great job at concealing anymore, and you can definitely tell that it's been on for quite some time. So as you can probably guess, I'm not a fan of this concealer at all. It just did not wear well for me whatsoever. I've had it on for 10 hours. Technically, I still have another 6 hours left of wear time, but it does not look good underneath the eye area. It just doesn't look good right now at all. It looks very dry. Like I mentioned earlier, it accentuates my fine lines. It's settled in between my fine lines. The product itself has broken up. It just is not giving me the same amount of coverage as it did at the beginning of the day. by now, it's just, I can't wait to wash it off. Aside from that, you really don't get a whole lot of product with this concealer. Let's say that I actually did love this concealer. I don't see this going very long, especially if I used it on a regular basis. This would be gone like quickly. So you don't get a whole lot of product for the price, and for me, it just didn't wear the way that I was hoping that it would. So yeah, for those reasons, this is definitely a pass. So that is all that I have for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video review and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future product reviews, makeup tutorials, and beauty related videos. And also don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media platforms. I am All Beauty by Sarah with an H on Instagram and All Beauty by Sarah without the H on Snapchat and Twitter. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.